I just want you guys to know that even after the Jubilee event ends, I will never desert you. What's going on, YouTube? So yesterday we made a video going over Update 46, all the little nitty-gritty things that are going to be released with it, but there's actually some additional information and things to go over. So that's what we're going to break down in this video, all the other new things coming with Update 46, because the actual preview event was very broad in scope, and they've also released additional information through their articles. And as always, we're on the road to 30,000 subscribers, so please hit the like and subscribe button, and let's jump into it. One of the coolest things that we now know a little bit more about is the welcome back reward. So you're going to be able to gain access to something if it's detected that you're a returning player. So it says hero returns automatically detects when you haven't logged into ESO for an extended period of time and offers you handy tools and guidance to help you get back into the thick of things. The first step is a brief optional adventure you can choose to complete, which will kind of break down all the combat skills. And if you actually go through and do that, you'll gain access to a unique Heroes Return Golden Pursuit and a few days of unique login rewards. This special Golden Pursuit is multifaceted with multiple smaller campaigns within it that will point you towards resource, content, and gameplay you may have forgotten about during your time. And then rewards from both the Pursuit and the login tracks have been selected to be helpful in your return to Tamriel, but don't replace other rewards earned in the game. So you'll have plenty of stuff that you can do and earn. And I think this is actually a really cool concept. I'm not sure how broken these rewards are going to be, because I already know there's going to be people online like, how many days do I need to take off? And is it then worth it to get this Golden Pursuit? We don't know exactly what's going to be offered, but conceptually, I could say that I really like this idea because it's always nice to kind of have a new way to reward returning players to the game. And next up was a huge one. Declutter your home with the Furnishing Vault. Now, Update 46, which again comes out in June, will bring a new benefit to ESO Plus members, the Furnishing Vault. This will let you store 500 unique furniture stacks in a vault accessible through all your homes inside of the game. This has been a fan favorite ask for a while. Now, you might think 500 unique furnishings. What does that mean? It means if you have the same furnishing, you got 10 chairs, that only takes up one slot. So a lot of us have like building blocks materials that we use, to build specific houses, specific types of housing items. You'll be able to store those if they're the same item in one slot versus taking up 10 slots. So that's pretty nice inclusion, and overall, this will be a significant help. And what's nice about this too, to my understanding, this will work like the craft bag. So it will be one of those situations where when ESO Plus rolls around, you can throw all your extra stuff in it, and then if you don't want to use ESO Plus throughout the rest of the year, you can still pull the stuff out of it. You just won't be able to add into it. It's very similar, I think, to like Fallout 76's junk container thing. Sorry, I'm not a professional Fallout 76er. A couple other miscellaneous things that are mentioned here are some map tooltips, which is always helpful because the map can be pretty confusing. We have the groundwork for console add-ons, and Update 46 will allow creators to upload their add-ons to console for us to download, which will be absolutely fantastic. Stackable master writs, which is going to be very helpful, and obviously too they start to talk about some other things, like in the same article too they talk about subclassing. Subclassing is going to be pretty big. I'm going to obviously have quite a few things that I talk about for it, but I'm holding off on it until we know what's nerfed. Everybody and their mom has been theorizing, oh my gosh, the beam, the arcanist, the corrosive armor, the hardened wards, the streaks, and it's like, yes, but also all of those skills could be nerfed on Monday, so it's best to wait and see, because yes, theorizing is very cool, but if everybody is all suggesting the same things, it makes me think those are going to be the skills that people nerf, that get nerfed, unfortunately, or fortunately, so that way we don't all have to go get very specific skill lines. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm hopeful and optimistic, but I do want to see the patch notes before I talk a little bit more about subclassing. Another interesting concept that wasn't mentioned during the live stream is that you actually get a 10% XP boost while adventuring in Solstice. So that's kind of Zos's way of being like, hey, this zone is not super important as a brand new player. Like, you don't need to rush to go here. There's no benefit necessarily to starting here versus Somerset versus Glenumbra. So then they've actually artificially added a 10% XP boost to adventuring. Now that will stack with XP boosts, obviously, so if it's double XP for an event, then you're using crown scrolls or potions, it could be actually a pretty significant, reason to go to this new zone if you're a new player. I'm curious what people think about that, because obviously I go back and forth on whether I like chapters to be essential for new players. The Gold Road really added a lot of like really powerful things with scribing. In the previous chapters, like, yeah, they were good, but from a content creator standpoint, say you started with High Isle, it wasn't like, oh my gosh, as a new player, you know what you need to get into the game? Tales of Tribute. So I like that it's like, here's an additional bonus, but it's not a, hey, this is absolutely essential, you need to go out and purchase this. And I will do a video breaking down the content pass versus previous chapters and my thoughts and pricing and value and all that stuff too. It's just a lot to cover in this video, so those are just kind of my initial thoughts. I also saw this sentiment online because it wasn't covered in the video, and that, oh, we're not getting any new antiquities. We are getting new antiquities. We're getting new trial items. We're getting, all sorts of other collectible rewards, including at least 3 new mythic items, as well as 16 antiquities in total. So there will be those new additional things added. So you don't have to worry. The zone will still have, all of the traditional old zones. I also am not sure the size of it. I saw a lot of people commenting that it was an island. So was High Isle, and High Isle was bigger than the majority of ESO zones. So I don't know how big the island is. Maybe it's smaller because it's split in 2. Maybe it's not. I'm not entirely sure. I just wanted to address that because I see a lot of YouTube comments, and I want to kind of go through and weave in addressing some YouTube comments as I go through this video. I also had to point this out too, is that if you do the new Prologue quest, you get this really cool mud crab. I've never trusted a mud crab to defeat anything when I've played Skyrim. In fact, mud crabs, those little poor guys, are literally farmed by bots on pretty much a rotational basis in the starter islands. But this mud crab, I wouldn't be farming them. I wouldn't trust it. This guy looks like he would square up with the Dragonborn and win. If he was on Route 3 in a Pokemon route, this guy looks like he could defeat, the reigning champion. Though I don't know if it's the Lightning Bolt-esque design or what. This guy actually does look pretty cool. But everyone, thank you guys so much again for watching. As always, check out the previous video if you want to hear more about the Withering Wall. Talked about the dungeon packs, all the other bits and bobs. This is more about the stuff that was released afterwards, not in their main 30-minute live show. It was either released in the articles, it was released afterwards when they were doing their post show. So thank you guys so much again for watching. This has been exciting. I also just want to point out too that there's going to be a carnival event. Now, I couldn't find any information on it at all. I hope it's just filled with tons of lizard racing and all sorts of stuff. It was mentioned very briefly, but I couldn't find anything on it. So there's probably going to be even more stuff. Monday is going to be big. We're going to have nerfs. We're going to have new lucrative gold farms because there's going to be tons of new stuff. And if you're ever curious, Jake, what's the best gold method? It's to do whatever the newest thing is. So like right now, it's to go and get all of the brand new furnishing plans that were added to the Westweld zone because they're brand new. And because they're new, they're selling, for a good chunk of gold. So we're going to keep an eye out for nerfs, buffs, gold methods, the carnival, any additional information that we didn't hear yet. And overall, pretty excited to see where things go. Again, if you have any content that you'd like me to make, we're going to be breaking down the content pass versus chapters because a lot of people are talking about it. It also seemed like it was mispriced on the store at one point. In some European countries, it was not popping up correctly for its currency, and it was looking like it was more expensive. Not exactly 100% sure because people were seeing it on Xbox, and I actually still can't even see it on my Xbox. So not sure exactly where that is, but we'll be able to break it down, obviously, because we can see it on the ESO website. So thank you guys one last time. As always, quickly, our 3 giveaway drawings, all you need to do to enter is leave a comment and a like on the video, and as many comments and likes on as many videos as you want throughout the month. Second thing is just make sure you subscribe. We're on the road to 30,000 subscribers, which is a huge milestone. And finally, look for a hidden word be flashed upon the screen. If you're the first person to find and comment that word, you will win. Thank you guys one last time, because I have to say it again. Have a fantastic Saturday, Sunday, or whatever you're watching this video. Hopefully not Monday. It's a bit of a sad day. And I'll catch you later. Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jakeclips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.